Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Rajendra Prasad Maurya, and today I am here to discuss about indoor gardening. Gardening. So, gardening is a process of growing ornamental plants, either in the containers or on the ground, for the beautification of surroundings. Is known as gardening. So we can say in generally you visited the outdoor gardenings that we grow in the open environment directly on the ground. And in case of the indoor gardening, we kept the plants inside of the house or offices. So these plants normally we grow in the containers like pots, trays, polybags, and also we can grow in the hanging baskets. So normally in indoor gardening, we select the plants. They require the humid environment. And also in terms of the shade, plants are three categories: shade loving plant, partial shade loving plant, and full sun loving plants. So in case of the outdoor gardening, we grow the full sun loving plants, or in case of the indoor gardening, is shade loving plants are preferred. So in indoor gardening, identifying ideal house plants having tropical and subtropical origins. So normally long list of indoor gardening plants, or we can say the house plants, are from tropical regions. So plants from these warmer regions are ideal for indoor gardening because they can withstand many conditions that other plants cannot. So warmer region plants can survive well in the indoor environment. So we can see the majority of plants we take from the tropical or warmer regions. So 90% of the three large plants species derive from the tropical and subtropical regions, leaving plenty of options, but there for the avoid the indoor gardeners. So we can see the around 90% of the total plants from tropical and subtropical regions we can use for the indoor gardening. So in indoor gardening, these plants have some specific characters. Normally these plants like the shade or partial shades, and also less moisture, so we can see the drought tolerant also, and also require the less care and maintenance. What makes a house plant a house plant? What makes a house plant a house? So what are these main criteria or main parameters? So based on that, we can say the it makes house plant is a house plant. Tolerates dry indoor air, can live indoors for prolonged 1 year or longer period of time. So I mean the indoor plant should tolerate dry indoor airs. So I mean the indoor plants have an ability, or we can say the indoor plants have tolerant capacity of dry indoor air. Because when indoor plants we plant in the containers and we keep the bedrooms, living rooms, etc. So when we use these ceiling fans that generate the indoor dry air, So in these plants should be hardy in nature so they can tolerate the dry indoor air. So that should be for 1 year or longer, but we can say that we should try to select the hardy plants. Then grows relatively fast, does not grow tall than ceiling heights. So in this one, we can see the indoor plants have an ability to grow fast because plants are the fast growing plants, slow growing plant, and moderate plants. So yes, if we want to enjoy the beauty of indoor gardening, so we should try to grow the indoor plants. Try to grow fast growing plants. So the canopy of that plant can fill faster. But also we should consider these plants does not grow too faster, does not grow too taller. Taller means the does not reach up to the ceiling height. Otherwise, it will touch the roof and it can create the various problems. So all these things we should consider before selection of the plants for planting in indoor gardening. Easy to multiply. So I mean the in horticulture or ornamental horticulture, we need to multiply these plants. So if we want to multiply these plants, it should be easy to multiply. So this one is the part of propagation, increasing number of plants. So it should be easily multiply and require little pruning and pinching. So these plants should require the less pruning and less pinching. It never require the too much or too frequent pruning as well as pinching. Then resistant to insects and diseases, can tolerate or neglect abuse. So we can say indoor plants should be resistant to insect pests and diseases. So we need the less care and maintenance. If these plants are sensitive or susceptible to insect pests and diseases, then we need the lot of agrochemicals to control insect pests and diseases. And if we are using the insecticides, pesticides, fungicides, etc., so they can pollute the inside environment. So better we should select the resistant. We should select the indoor plants that resistant to insect pests and diseases. Does not require any back breaking conditions. This one also important parameter. Choosing plants based on personality. So solely this one is the depend on person to person. So for example, your choices is different, my choice is different. Okay, or also you can afford the expensive plants, but for me, I can't. So this is also a very important thing because the expensive plants require the high maintenance, but low, less expensive plants require the less maintenance. So for that purpose, is better we can select the native plants. So that will easily adapt and require the less care and maintenance. So this should be the important criteria during the choosing of indoor plants. Go ho but lose interest. So gung ho but lose interest. Someone that is excited in the beginning of the project but grows uninterested. So I mean, some people they start. the indoor gardening project with excitement. But when time goes, it will uninterested. So sometimes what happens, you initiated, but though you selected those plants, they require the high maintenance, high care and maintenance. So it will need the more money, more attention. So that will distract. So for that purpose, it's better we can select the low maintenance plants. So they should be hardy in nature. So require the less care and less maintenance. So you will spend the less money. So that will never distract you. The gardener should grow cacti, succulents, and hardy foliage plants because sometimes it will create the harsh conditions inside the environment. So cacti, succulents, and hardy foliage plants are suitable for indoor gardening. The following plants are great for you. So generally used indoor plants are common name cast iron plants. Botanical name of cast iron plant is SP distra elatoyer. This is a lovely foliage beauty plant, and these plants is suitable for window gardening, and also we can grow in the corners of the living room. And this plant belongs to Asparagaceae. This plant is very hardy and very attractive, very beautiful. So this plant is very much suitable for indoor gardening. And second one, donkey's tail. So I mean this plant common name is donkey's tail and botanical name of this plant is sedum. Sedum marganianum. And this plant belongs to family Crassulaceae. So this plant sedum is a succulent plant. So succulent plant in this one leaves are thicky, fleshy. So in this one is the water storage or water holding capacity is too high. So these plants can survive at minimal moisture and these plants are very hardy. And the drooping habit of branches of these plants creates the beautiful appearance. So this is the lovely plant in indoor gardening and very easy to multiply. And golden ball cactus botanically name botanical name is Echinocactus grusonil, belongs to family Cactaceae, and as the common name indicates, golden ball cactus, ball shaped and golden in color. So it creates the lovely appearance. But this plant requires the sun and what. So this one is also belong xerophytic plants, cacti, beautiful cactus. So this one can survive at minimal moistures and easy to multiply. Easily forgets. Gardener has good intentions but is easily distracted from their task. So I mean the some gardeners, if we are hiring the gardeners for care and maintenance of these plants in indoor, so however gardeners has very good intention, but sometimes is easily distracted from their task. Gardeners should choose low maintenance plants that can tolerate drought. Yes, no doubt, in indoor gardening, gardeners should select, gardeners should choose the low maintenance plants and also have the drought tolerant capacity and also the minimum chances of infection or infestation of diseases as well as insect pests. So they will reduce the maintenance cost. Gardeners should grow cacti and succulents. So cacti and succulents are also good examples to grow the in containers. But long list is the from the tropical environments like Aspidistra, Kalenkoi, and we can say the Dieffenbachia, Arrowwood, Monstera. These are the lovely plants we can grow in the indoor gardens. So generally used indoor plants are arrowhead plant. Arrowhead plant, botanical name is Syngonium podophyllum. That belongs to family Araceae. But in this plant is very lovely plant and foliage beauty plant. And this plant belongs to family Araceae means that requires the water requirement is little more. So these plants we can grow in the soil as well as also is similar like hydroponics. We can grow in that too. And this one is the arrowhead. So this indicates for the shape of the leaves. And in this in the green color as well as the silver colors and also the variegated and other colors. Different species are available to grow in indoor environment, but especially is this is the tropical environment plant. So it will suitable to tolerate shades. Second, most important and commonly found in indoor gardens is dumpkin. Botanical name of this plant is the Dieffenbachia, and this plant also belongs to family Araceae. So Dieffenbachia, this is the very beautiful foliage and large size of leaves, and main stem is similar like cane. So name indicates the dumpkin because the juice of this plant, if children or any person eat this, that can create the big problem of it can make the dumb. Next important plant for indoor gardening is jade plant. Botanical name is Crassula argentina, and this plant belongs to family Crassulaceae. So this plant is very much suitable for container gardening, and this plant you can grow in the outdoor as well as the indoor in containers. Container means in pots, trays, or any other containers. So this one is also belongs to the succulents category, and water requirement is very low, and in terms of the multiplication or propagation is very easy to propagate, and this one is the lovely plant. So overly caring, gardener prunes and picks at their plants constantly. So I mean these plants we need to regular pruning or picking of plants constantly. This is not such a bad thing if you have the right plants. So I mean the during selection, if you are selecting the good quality plants, right type plants that are suitable for indoor environments, then these plants require the less maintenance. Otherwise, it will require the frequent care and high maintenance. So it will increase the cost of maintenance. So it is very important thing. Gardeners should choose challenging plants, plants that thrive from pruning. So some plants are very sensitive for pruning. So we should select the right type plants. So the following are plants that you have as an oily caring gardener should grow. African violet. So botanical name of this African violet plant is Saint Paulia ionantha, and this plant belongs to family Gesneriaceae. So this plant requires the partial shade. I mean it requires the light. This is the flowering beauty plant. So we can keep the in indoor, but if this plant receive the sufficient sunlight, then you can enjoy the flowers, flowering beauty. Except that in absence of the light, is you can enjoy only foliage. Hibiscus, botanical name is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. So for Hibiscus rosa sinensis, common name is the hibiscus as well as the Goodall, and also known as the China rose. So this plant belongs to the Malvaceae and tall growing plant. And in terms of the cordate shape leaves, serrated margins, and this plant blooms the round the year. And in terms of the flower colors are various types, even the red, pink, yellow, white, creamish white, bicolors, multicolors is so many species. And also have the single as well as the double flowered plant, and very easy to propagate. You can propagate by the stem cuttings, and this plant is very much suitable to grow in outdoors, and also if you you can also grow in the indoor, but at weekly interval we have to keep these plants in sunlight also. Next plant is China doll. So botanical name of China doll is Grade Mechera sinensis, and this plant belongs to family Bignoniaceae. So this one also flowering as well as foliage beauty plant and easy to propagate, and water requirement is moderate. So this plant we can grow in the outdoor as well as the indoor environment. So if you are keeping this China doll plant in indoor environment, that at weekly interval, we have to keep in outdoors to receive the sunlight. The collector, the gardeners has to have one of everything. As a collector of plants, look for miniature dwarf variety so that can so that you can fit more plants in a smaller area. So I mean the collector means the for gardeners who collect the plant materials. So during the collection of the ornamental plants for indoor gardening, it is very much necessary to select the miniature or dwarf varieties. So what is the benefit of selection of miniature and dwarf varieties? We can accommodate the more plants in smaller areas. That is the advantage. So I mean we can collect the varieties of plants if you are selecting the miniature and dwarf variety. Or if you are selecting the tall growing plant, then you can accommodate only limited plants. So if more number of plants, more varieties, then we can enjoy better with the variety of plant species. So the following plants are great for the collectors. Number one, Amaryllis. Botanical name is Hippastrum species, and this one belongs to family Amaryllidaceae. So this one also shade loving plant and foliage beauty plant, also bears the some flowers. So this is the suitable plant in indoor gardening. Then earth star, the botanical name of this earth star is Cryptanthus species, and this one belongs to family Bromeliaceae. So in bromeliads, we have the very large group, so many species, so many genera. So that is also love the shade to partial shade environment, and we can see the frequent watering. This one also with the tropical environment plants and easy to multiply. And this one is the foliage beauty as well as the bears the very good spare or flowers. Flowering maple, botanical name of this plant is Abutilene species, belongs to family Malvaceae. So this plant is also very much suitable for outdoor as well as the indoor gardening. So here we are talking for the indoor gardening. So we should grow and maintain properly. Bringing plants back indoors, follow the following steps to easily transition your plants back indoors. So number one environment in an environment is temperature. So plants need to be brought indoors before the first frost, usually in the fall. Bringing plants indoor before the temperature drops will allow the plants to adapt easier. So I mean in case of the temperate regions in frost conditions, we should bring the indoor plants in indoor before temperature drops. So this plant before temperature drops, it will adapted well. Caring, clean up the plants, removing any dead leaves or flowers. So we can see the dead leaves, dry leaves, leaves in yellowish in color, flowers dried. So these materials we have to remove with the help of the pruning, with the help of the sketchers or any other pruning tool. So it will make again the attractive and also provide the room to for new growth, and report plants if needed due to growth. So removing the dead parts and reporting will provide room for the plants to grow. This is the main trick. Avoiding insects. Prevent bringing insects into the home by using pesticide. Pesticides can be replaced with soap and water in a spray bottle. Make sure you give plants a thorough rinse, letting them drain. Soap root ball in diluted insecticide to kill soil insects. So I am in indoor gardenings. So instead to use the pesticides, any insecticide, fungicide, bactericides, etc. It's better we can control the by natural means. So we can use the some leaf extract and also the soap water. So we can say the soap plus water. We can mix and prepare the soap water, and with the help of the spray bottle, we can spray on that, and we can control the some insect pests. Protect protect other household plants by quarantining. Plant brought in from outdoors. Quarantine for at least for 40 days. So we have to do quarantine for 40 days. Warning diseases and insects can spread from one plant to the next. It means if we are bringing the new plant from outside to inside, or by mistake, if that plant is infected with any disease, or maybe that is infested by other insect pests, so that insect pest or disease can infect the other healthy plants inside environment. Then fertilizers. So fertilizing indoor plants that are moved outdoors require more fertilizers due to the varying weather conditions. So outside is different weather, inside is different. So that can fluctuate the requirement of fertilizers. Fertilizer is composed of many different nutrients that promotes plants to grow. There are three main nutrients for plant growth that we can see: the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So nitrogen vital to production of chlorophyll, vital to production of chlorophyll that helps produce new leaves and stems. So we can see the nitrogen is very important macronutrient, and that is very important for production of chlorophyll, and it helps the new growth. So we can see the new leaves and new branches on the plant. So nitrogen nutrient plays very important role. Then second important macronutrient is phosphorus. Phosphorus vital in flowering and fruit bearing plants. So phosphorus provides bright color, and also it is very important for roots. So phosphorus is also very important, and it will also increase the dry weight of the plant. Then third important macronutrient is potassium. So potassium stores reserves and helps with resistance to insect pests and diseases, and also for flowering and fruiting. This potassium K is very important, and potassium nutrient plays important role for increase the disease resistance capacity in plants. Choosing plants based on environmental conditions. So first, how much light are indoor plants getting? So this one is the very important criteria. So this parameter we should consider before we select the plants, as well as when we select the site, that which particular place we are putting the indoor plants, and what is the light requirement of that plant, and we should decide is this place is suitable to receive the sufficient light as per the requirement of that plant. So placement of windows depends on how much light will be received. South, west, east windows exposure is where plants will thrive. So these directions and windows are very important to receive the maximum light. Then sunny, dark or partially lit. So if you still don't know how much sunlight your room is received, you can perform a shadow test. And this is very important, and the success of indoor gardening will depend on this. How to perform the shadow test? Number one, place a piece of white paper where you plan to place a plant. So I mean the where you are planning to put your plant. So for that you have to do the test. So for testing purpose you have to place a piece of white paper. Second one, hold hand about 1 foot above the paper. So we can say the once you place the paper, after that around 1 foot above the paper, you have to hold your hand. Then third step, clear darker shadow means you have full light. Clear darker shadow means you have full light. And fourth one, fuzzy shadow but can still see a figure means you have medium light. Faint shadow. Faint shadow means without being able to see a figure means that there is a low light. So this is a test. So you should do test before you putting the plants in indoor, and this is very important because success of your indoor garden will depend on these factors. Lighting, lighting signs of insufficient light signs, access light. So weak elongated, pale green growth, abnormally small leaves, bending towards light, lack of bloom, or poor flowering, no growth or slow growth, leaf loss, root rot, stem rot, wilting during the hottest hours of the day, foliage curled downwards, spots, sign of burning, brown, pale, translucent yellowing, and thickening of new growth, compact and stunted growth. These are the signs of lack of light. Major signs of disease and distress. First, wobbly plants. Wobbly plants means that they are not well rooted, which can lead soil insects. So in soil insects, it can damage your plant. So better if you notice, then you can use the like neem cakes or certain other materials that may be organic or inorganic to control that. Crowded roots plants should have a good root ball but should not have excess root showing. So that is also major problem in this. So in this, if we notice, then we can do the pruning of roots. Unhealthy roots should be firm, not squishy. Also, tips of roots should be paler than rest of the roots. So these are the symptoms. So if you notice, then we have to correct these things. So this was the beautiful presentation of this morning, and thanks so much.